What's up, War Rapport family? We are back with another great edition of Facts or Nah. The rapid fire weekly questions coming at y'all. Fellas, y'all ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, let's get it kicked off like this. Facts or Nah? Demetrius Robertson will start game 1 versus Akron. Fellas, what do we think?
I think facts. He's got the most experience of any wide receiver on the team, automatically coming in. He's also got the most experience of a pro-style offense. So there's very little reason he would transfer here just to be kind of sort of in the mix and have to work his way into contention. I think he's coming here to start. He's got the most experience. He's got the leg up. So facts. He starts game 1.
I'm going to be the dissenter here and say, nah, of course. This is a former 5-star recruit, has a lot of experience, has played at other schools, particularly has experience in a pro-style offense. But Javaris Johnson has been pretty much the big name that the coaches was excited about playing that same position. I don't think this is a coaching staff that's just going to hand this position to Demetrius. I think that it's going to be great competition. You're going to see these guys excel. I think Javaris, or maybe even Malcolm, may even push for this job. And I think either one of those two guys, I'm going to go with Javaris Johnson, may actually be the starter come the first game of the season against Akron. So it's a nod for me.
I'm also going to go nah on this one. I'm rooting for the guys that we currently have in our wide receiver room. I think we're loaded with talent. These guys have gone through an entire spring. They will have a summer. They should have a leg up in terms of understanding what Brian Harsen and Cornelius Williams and Mike Bobo are going to want them to do. So I fully expect them to hold on to the job. I think that he gets meaningful playing time because we do need depth. Although I'm not sure depth is really an issue. Having more guys to come in and to compete is not a bad thing, but I think that he's riding the pine to start game 1 versus Akron.
All right, guys, facts or nah? LSU has the best chance of our opponents to beat Auburn by multiple scores this upcoming season.
I'm going to say facts. I think Penn State is a game that everybody will really be ready for. I think they've got that circled out of the gate here. So I don't think they're going to get overran or overrun. Not for that game. That's the first real competition. I say Harsen has them ready for that. A&M is another road game, but that's a chance to get pushed over. But honestly, nobody's scared of Jimothy over there. I'm not worried about those guys. No, I'm not worried about that. I do think LSU is the most meaningful competition we play on the road, and on the road is our best chance of getting blown out. And let's be honest here, they're going to want some payback for that whooping we put on them this previous season. I think that's going to be our toughest game and most likely game that we lose by multiple scores. So I'm going to say facts.
I'm actually going to go facts on this one as well. The Death Valley curse may be a lot for us to overcome this season. And with Georgia and Alabama at home this year, I think there is a good chance, depending on how we look on offense, that we could lose by 14 points on the road at LSU. When I'm looking at Bama and I'm looking at Georgia, Bama has not really pushed us around in our house over the last few years. Even if we haven't won that game, I expect that to be a dogfight, no matter what the status is, because when it's in our house, we compete. But looking at the games that we have, I would be on this one. I think LSU just might be the best chance we have to get beat by 2 scores. It hurts me to say that.
Guys, I guess I'm going to go for the clean sweep here and say facts as well. Penn State concerns me just because I feel like they have an opportunity to catch us slipping while we're still trying to figure some things out on the offensive side of the ball. I feel good about, even if we may not even win that game, I actually feel good about our chances on the road against Texas A&M. But the LSU game kind of intrigues me because I don't know if LSU was as bad as their record indicated last year. And to B's point, this is a team that may be out for revenge against us, getting us at home at Death Valley. And I think this is an opportunity for them to catch us slipping. Now, will they do it? I'm hoping not. But as far as the team that has the best chance of actually beating us, I'm going to go with LSU on the road. And that's probably going to be a night game, which also worries me as well in Death Valley. So I'm going to go facts here.
All right, fellas, facts or no? Auburn's starting quarterback will throw for over 300 yards at least 4 times this season.
I'm going to actually go nah here. And let's be clear, just because a quarterback doesn't throw for at least 300 yards doesn't mean they don't have a good game or an efficient game. I don't think Brian Harsen and Bobo is asking whoever the starter is, whether it's Bo Nix or TJ Finley, to just be this guy who airs it out and just torches defenses. Hopefully that comes in the upcoming seasons following this year, but I expect them to coach up this quarterback to actually manage the offense, take what the defense gives them, punishes the defense when they try to stack the box. But I'm not expecting us to just blow teams out through the air. And even though we may have some cupcakes early on, I expect this Auburn team to start establishing its identity, which is going to be based around the run game. So while I do like the opportunity that we could have at least 300 yards of offense at least 4 times this year, I think it's on the safe side to say, nah, that's not going to happen. But the quarterbacks will be efficient in running the offense and have good stats. It's a nah here.
So I'm actually going to go nah on this one. We got 3 cupcakes in the first 4 games, but because I feel like the first 4 to 6 games of this season will be Auburn trying to establish our offensive identity, which will undoubtedly be a heavy dose of Tank Bigsby. I cannot see a quarterback throwing for 4 300-yard games this season. I hope that happens, and I hope it happens because they're completing a high percentage of their passes. But ultimately, I think that if we're throwing the ball that much, it could signal a bad thing for this team in that we're playing catch up a lot. So while I'd like to see more productivity from that position, I think that the game plan will focus more on establishing the run and controlling the clock, which will not leave a lot of opportunity for 300-yard games. Certainly not for, so I'm going now on this one.
Well, fellas, I'm going to say facts, and here are my reasons why. We've got some cupcakes early, and like Mike said, we should be getting our number 2 quarterback, whoever it is, some significant reps for those cupcake games. We got to get reps for all these guys. But what we're forgetting about is we're finally going to be throwing to those running backs. That can turn into big yards if our running backs break a couple tackles, and the same for our wide receivers. We expect a competent screen game. Unlike, maybe some years past, Javaris Johnson, we've been talking about him a lot. Hey, we should see him getting the ball and making some things happen after the catch. And also, we don't just have cupcake games, or we don't need to just have cupcake games to play teams with bad defenses. Ole Miss is still in our division. Arkansas is still in our division. South Carolina is still on our schedule. Guys, we've got plenty of chances to get these. And in the case we do play some of our really big opponents and do get behind a little bit, maybe now with the new staff, we actually have a chance of coming back from a deficit and put up some big yards in the process. So I'm saying facts, we get at least 4 games, 300 yards from whoever our first string quarterback is.
All right, guys, you know what time it is. Our fan question of the week. This week's question comes from our guy Auburn Dad. That's KBR6927 on Twitter. And he asked, facts or not, Coach Harsen will beat Saban before Kirby or Jimbo. Fellas, what do we think?
Facts. Of course he will, because both of those guys are terrible. They're overrated. They're not terrible. They're overrated, but they're very overrated. And we will get more opportunities because we play Bama every year. Georgia does not. Oh, Jimothy does, doesn't he? He still won't do it because he's not worth the money he's getting paid. Harsen will beat Saban before Jimbo or Kirby does. Fact.
I'm going to go facts here as well. Just no hunch. It's just that Harsen will play Saban more than Kirby will. Also, I think that old Jimothy has talked trash in the offseason, and that's all but guaranteed that he won't beat Saban this year, which gives us a whole nother year for Harsen to have the opportunity to do it before he does as well. So no statistical data here, just a hunch. I'm just going to go facts.
I'm actually going to go nah on this one. I do think that Jimothy and possibly Kirby have a chance to sneak out a win against Saban this year with a brand new starting quarterback in Tuscaloosa. So if there were any year where somebody would pull out a win against Old Nick, I think it would be this year when they are going through somewhat of a transition and have lost a ton of talent to the NFL. As for Auburn, I don't think it'll be this year for us. I hope at the end of the season I'm singing a different tune. But for right now, where I'm standing, I think those guys have a better shot to pull that off in year one than we do. And if it goes into year 2 or 3 of the Harsen era and none of these guys have beat Saban, we're going to have to send John Wick after him or something. I don't know, but I'm going now on this one. All right, that's it. Another great edition of Facts or Nah. Listen, we want to hear from you. So please tweet us your question at the War Rapport on Twitter so you can get your Facts or Nah question featured right here. Other than that, you know where to find us. Click like and subscribe on YouTube. We are the War Rapport on Twitter and Instagram, TW Rapport on TikTok. Gentlemen, we're signing off. And as always, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.